सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। देवी दुर्गे देवी जननी देवी दुर्गे देवी जननी देवी भुवन मोहिनी देवी भुवन मोहिनी देवी दुर्गे देवी जननी देवी त्रिशूलधारिणी त्रिलोकपालिनी त्रिशूलधारिणी त्रिलोकपालिनी सकल भुवन पोषिणी सकल भुवन पोषिणी सकल सिंहवाहिनी सुंदर रूपिणी सिंहवाहिनी सुंदर रूपिणी सर्वमंगलदायिनी सर्वमंगलदायिनी देवी दुर्गे देवी जननी देवी भुवन मोहिनी देवी भुवन मोहिनी ओम नमो Narayanaaya. Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopaniषदैः Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavasthitadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam na vidusurasuraganah Devaya tasmai namaha Devaya tasmai namaha. In our discussion, the next topic is about food. The role of food in spirituality. So a true seeker will want the mind to be Sattvik. So the question is, whatever we eat, do they contribute in preparing a Sattvik mind? So in Bhagavad Gītā, in chapter 17, there is a discussion about food. So what is a Sattvik food? What is a Rajasic food? And what is a Tamasic food? So according to Bhagavad Gītā, if you want a Sattvik mind, then you must have Sattvik food. So therefore, this discussion is essential. So verse number 8, chapter 17, talks about Sattvik food. Ayus sattva balarogya sukha priti vivardhanaha rasya snigdha sthira hridyaha ahara sattvika priyaha. So this food is very dear to Sattvik people. So Sattvik people will love Sattvik food. Or when the mind is in Sattvik state, we will automatically be attracted to Sattvik food. So what is a Sattvik food? Ayu, Sattva, Bala, Arogya, Sukha, Priti, Rasya, Snigdha, Sthira, Hridya. 10 points. This is a Sattvik food. So first we will take the second term, Sattva. The Sattva term has got so many meanings. In some context, Sattva will mean mind. In some context, Sattva will mean Sattva. Sometimes it will mean purity. Sattva also means purity. Sometimes Sattva also means a being. A living being is also called Sattva. So, that food which is Sattva. So what meaning we can take? So we have to take here the meaning of purity. The food must be pure. What do you mean pure? Of course, that external cleanliness is there, that we understand. Wash the vegetable, whatever it is, and then it should be pure. Of course, the way it is cultivated, pure. But something else also we have to keep in mind. How did you earn this food? There has to be purity with regard to that. If the wealth is earned in an impure way, and with that impure wealth, if you have got this food, then that food is also impure. Just like there is purity of wealth. Wealth also has got purity and impurity. Wealth which is earned in an impure way will never bless us. It's a fact of life. It's a cosmic law. How are we earning our wealth? So if the wealth is earned in an illegal, immoral way, corrupt way, somebody has to take care of the kids. So if the wealth is earned in an impure way, it will destroy us. Whether it is an individual, whether it is a family, whether it is a nation. What is World War I and II? Some countries looted the world, became rich, and finally what happens? All that money went away. That is World War I and II. This is from the moral angle I am saying. So, here the topic is food now. So, food has to be pure. So now, non-vegetarian food, is it pure or impure? Because everything has to be discussed. So the law is, Jivo Jivasya Jivanam. A living being can survive only at the cost of another living being. There's a law. You can't eat stone and mud, etc. and survive. You have to depend on living beings. So then the law is, the law of dharma says, then depend on those beings which are at the lowest level of evolution. That's the law. And what is the lowest level of evolution? Which beings? Plants. Vegetable kingdom. They are at the lowest level. The sense organs are not yet developed in them. Compared to plants, animals are at a higher level of evolution. Compared to animal, human beings are at a higher level of evolution. Even human beings also, a Sattvik person is even more evolved. So there is a gradation of evolution. So higher a being is evolved, nearer it is to God. So since the law is that we have to depend on living beings, so then dharma says you must depend on beings which are at the lowest level. So therefore, vegetarian food is a dharmic food. But suppose you are living in a place where there is no vegetarian food, snowy place and etc. Then there is absolutely nothing wrong in depending on animals for food. Nothing wrong. Because another law says that keeping yourself alive is dharma. See, everything should be based on dharma. So if you don't get vegetarian food, fine. Nothing wrong. So sattva means that. And moreover, our body is not designed to digest non-vegetarian food. The scientists say, the people who do research, they say that human body is not designed for it. We don't have canine teeth to tear flesh. That itself shows. And moreover, our system is very sensitive. They say that the intestine is very long. It is not designed to digest flesh. So sattva means food must be pure. Sattva. And then ayuhu. So these are all vivardhanaha. So last term is vivardhana. That which increases these things. So ayuhu, lifespan. So food, that which increases the lifespan. Meaning healthy food. Ayuhu, sattva. Sattva means purity. Sattva also can mean that which increases mental strength. Because sattva also means mind. Ayu, sattva, bala. What is bala? Strength, physical strength. That which gives you strength. Arogya. Arogya means what? Health. Arogya term comes from roga, opposite of roga. Roga means disease. That which prevents you from disease, which will not make you sick. Arogya. Sukha. Sukha means what? After eating, there should be sukha. There should not be any burning sensation. There should not be any kind of lethargy or heaviness. There is sukha. The food is getting easily absorbed by the body, easily digested by the body. After eating also you are comfortable. That's called sukha. And then preeti. Preeti means what? Preeti means love. See, the food also should be attractive sensually. Means what? Looking good, smelling good, tasting good. The 5 organs also should be happy. You see, preeti. And moreover, the mind also should like it. Preeti is at the mind level also. Sense organs level and the mind level. Mind loves to eat. Preeti. And then rasyaha. Rasam should be there. Rasam means what? Not South Indian rasam. See, Swamiji, rasam should be there in food. He said there. No. Rasam means nutrition. The food should be nutritious. Rasam also means juicy, fresh. Rasyaha. Snigdhaha. Snigdhaha means what? Soft, tender, meaning well cooked. Well cooked food. And then sthiraha. Sthiram. Sthiram means what? Firm. Means after eating, it should remain in your system for some time. Not like churmuri and all those chips and all that. How much ever you eat, you don't feel satisfied. You can go on eating. That satiation doesn't happen. Of course, it is designed for that, the joy of eating. Stomach should not be full, but the eating should continue. That is the purpose for which all those kurkures and kurmures are made. That should not be the case. Sthiraha. You eat and then you feel satiated. You feel full. Sthiraha. Hrudyaha. The food which you love from the depth of your heart. What is heart? So generally the combination of mind and intellect is called heart. Hrudyaha means your entire personality layers are satisfied. So what are our personality layers? Number 1, the grossest, the physical personality. Number 2, in this context we can say your sensual personality, sense organs. The third one, emotional personality. Fourth one, intellectual personality. And the fifth one, spiritual personality. So 5 layered personality we are all. So all personalities are happy. That is called as Hrudya. You are fulfilled. Body is getting its nourishment. It is not becoming sick. It helps in long life. It is getting easily digested. So the physical personality is happy. Sensual personality is happy because all the Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha, they are happy. Emotional personality is happy because the food is something which you love, because it is tasty. Tasty food is something which the mind likes. So it is tasty. So emotional personality is happy. Intellectual personality, what does it say? Is it good for health? It is nutritious. So intellectual personality is also happy. Spiritual personality, what is the question which it will ask? Is the food earned through right means? So that is a spiritual aspect. Is any killing involved? Violence involved? So that is spiritual. So once all these personalities are happy, then we can say the food is Sattvik. So the food which you are going to eat at 12:30, it is Sattvik. Okay? Aharaha Sattvika Priyaha. That is also said. So if you are not liking it, there is some problem with you. Because Sattvik food is given, if you are not liking it, what does it mean? This is the food which Sattvik people will like. That's what he said. Okay, simple food, easily digestible food. So whatever we cook, so they are all Sattvik in nature. Okay, now we go to Rajasic food. The very chanting itself you can feel it is Rajasic. Verse number 9. Katvam lalavanatyushna Tikshna ruksha vidahinaha Ahara rajasasyeshtaha Dukkha shokamaya pradaha. Yes. Aharaha rajasasya ishtaha. This is the food which Rajasic people love. Or when our mind is in Rajas, this is what we love. Both ways. So what are the factors? Katu. So here there is one term, ati. So ati will go for all these terms. Katu, amla, lavana, atyushna, ushna, tikshna, ruksha, vidahinaha. 7 terms are used. So the ati will go for everything. Ati means what? Too much, extreme. So first is katu. Katu means what? Bitter. So here we have to understand extremely bitter. Katu. Amla. Amla means what? Sour, acidic in nature. So ati amla. Ati katu, ati amla. Next one, lavana. Lavana means what? Salty. Ati lavana, extremely salty. Then ushna. Ati ushna. Ushna means what? Temperature hot. You know this hot meaning also. Temperature hot. You know, burning. Burning in the sense due to temperature. Burning hot. Tikshna. Tikshna means what? Pungent, with strong taste, strong smell. Tikshna. Then comes ruksha. Ruksha means what? Dry. Ruksha. Vidahinaha. Daha means to burn. Vidahinaha means what? That which burns. Chilly hot. So when you eat, water is coming from all pores of your body. Very nice. So the eyes are watering, nose is watering, everywhere. Sometimes sweat is also coming out. But this person loves it. You know, people are there who can eat chili just like that. Green chili they eat as though it is some beans or something. So, these are all the food. This type of food, Rajasasya Ishtaha. Okay, what is the problem with this food? Now see, Bhagavan says, Dukkha Shoka Amaya Pradaha. It will give you Pradaha. What will it give you? While eating Dukkham. While eating. At the body level, at the mind level, there may be Sukham for different people. But at the body level, it is burning. Dukkham. So this is while eating. After eating what? Shokam. Grief, guilt. I think I shouldn't have eaten this. That feeling, that is called as shokam. There is a burning sensation, there is a heaviness, there is dullness, and all kinds of things. Shokam. And the long-term consequence, what is the long-term consequence? Amaya pradaha. Amaya means disease. So, long-term consequences. It will invite various kinds of disease. And it's a fact. So all this junk food will come under this category. Spicy, oily, masaledar, chili hot. All this food will come under this category. So what is the end result? Sorrow. Rajas is always like this. Agre amritopamam pariname visham. And you will find that this Rajasic food, you tend to eat more than what you need. Because you are eating for joy. You are not eating for hunger. Whereas Sattvik food, you will always find that you can't eat beyond a limit. Can you eat fruits too much? You can't. Once the hunger is stopped, you will always find that you want to stop it. Generally, Sattvik food have that tendency. Fruit is a perfect example of Sattvik food. You can't overeat bananas and all that. You just can't. Right. Rajasic food. You'll always find that the food which you are interested in and the state of mind at that present, they are connected. Early morning, will you eat all this churmuri, etc.? No, you will not feel like eating it. But suppose you are traveling in the train, somewhere at 5 p.m., Indian train, whenever I give example, it's Indian. Indian train. Have you ever traveled in Indian trains? And that too some 30 years back, Almost 3 days you are in the train only. To reach from, to go to Delhi from, say, Kerala. Almost 3 days. So at that, somewhere at 5 o'clock in the evening, that churmuri wala comes. And the moment he enters the bogie, the whole bogie compartment, you can smell it. Onion and tomato and all those things, And he mixes. And I have observed everybody buys it. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. In the newspaper, the fellow gets. Everything is ready with him. There was a carrot and all that, It all grated carrot and everything. Everybody. And that lemon, that onion, that smell is such. The moment the fellow comes, everybody gets it. Everybody purchases. Because that is the time. 5 o'clock is, Rajasic. And whenever you travel, you will always find that mind is Rajasic. You tend to eat more, you tend to drink more. Whenever we are traveling somewhere, sightseeing, why? The mind is extroverted. Constantly attention is outside. Body is Rajasic, mind is Rajasic. When such a Rajasic mind is exposed to a Rajasic food, it yields to temptation. Okay, yes. So therefore, the state of mind and the food we like, they are connected. But the problem with Rajasic food is, what is the problem? Amayam means both ways. At the body level, it will bring disease. At the mind level also, it brings disease. What is a mental disease? The extrovertedness of mind is the disease. The more and more you go away from yourself, the more and more your attention goes outside from you, you are weak. The more and more go within yourself, you are strong. Why is it so? It is so because God is the very self in us. He is residing in our heart. So the nearest entity to us is God, the pure consciousness. So closer we are to consciousness, stronger we are. There is knowledge, there is strength, there is clarity, there is everything. All auspiciousness is when you are nearer to God. To the extent you go away from God, how do we go away from God? When we go nearer the world, towards the sense objects, you are going away from yourself. Going away from yourself means going away from God. Going away from God means Going away from everything that is auspicious, good, noble, divine. And going away from auspiciousness means becoming weak. So such a person becomes a slave of his mind, a slave of the senses, all those things. So therefore, disease in the spiritual sense, and see the term, dis-ease. What is dis-ease? When the mind is not at ease. When is the mind not at ease? When it is disturbed. Nearer you are to yourself, the mind is peaceful. More away you are from yourself, the mind is disturbed. So at the mind level also it brings disturbance. At the physical level also it brings disturbance. Agre amrutopamam pariname visham. So this is about Rajasic food. Okay. Now comes Tamasic food. Verse number 10. Yatayamam gatarasam puti paryushitam chayat uchhishtamapi chamedhyam bhojanam tamasapriyam. This food is loved by Tamasic people. What is that? Yatayamam gatarasam puti paryushitam uchchishtam amedhyam. If you see the meaning, I don't think anyone will be able to like this word. Yatayamam. Yama is generally 3 hours. So yatayamam means after cooking, after a long time. But Bhagavan Shankaracharya doesn't take that meaning. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, not properly cooked. That is the meaning Bhagavan takes. There is a reason, because that particular meaning, stale food, it comes in another term. So yatayamam, we'll take that which Bhagavan Shankaracharya has taken. Not properly cooked. And therefore difficult to digest. That's the meaning. Gatarasam. Gatarasam means what? Rasam is gone. Rasam means nutrition. How does the nutrition go from food? Overly cooking. You keep it on the stove and you forget. Then gatarasam happens. Then puti. Puti means foul smelling. Paryushitam, stale, decayed food. Uchchishtam, refuse, leftover. Amedhyam, amedhyam means apavitram, not pure. Now, how can a person like this food? No one will like this food. But now it makes sense when it is said, it is loved by a tamasic person. So what is the characteristic of a tamasic person? If one word, if you have to define him, how will you define? Lazy. So it is not that he likes this food. He doesn't want to work. That's the point. So if suppose there is an option given, go to the market, purchase the vegetable, cut the vegetable, cook food and eat fresh food, versus already cooked food 2-3 days back. Maybe in the fridge it is there. Take it out. Heat it and eat it. 2 options. Which option will this tamasic person opt? By the way, I made this statement, refrigerator. Now in these modern times, I don't think it is right, because, see, in those times, refrigerator was not there. So after cooking 3-4 hours, eat the food will definitely get spoiled. But refrigerator is an amazing device. Maybe invented by Rajasic people for Tamasic people. I really don't know whether the food kept in the fridge can be called Tamasic. I don't know. Because it is not getting, decayed. Decay doesn't happen. It is a frozen food. So I really don't know. I think it is not tamasic food. Because it is fresh when it comes out. Okay. Such a reference is not there in the scriptures also. So we really don't know. So the point is this person is extremely lazy, so he doesn't care about anything else. But one thing he cannot but care. What is that? Hunger. Hunger is troubling him. He cannot ignore that hunger. So therefore he has to eat some food. He doesn't care what kind of food it is. He eats, whether it is stale, whether it is, uchishtam, leftover. Whether that food is given with disrespect, he has no problem. Whether that food is impure, morally or physically, whatever, he has no problem. That is called as amedhyam. Amedhyam means that which cannot be offered as naivedyam. Medha means yajna. Medhyam means that which can be offered in yajna as a naivedyam for God. Amedhyam means what? Which cannot be offered. Means it is impure. So this person has no problem with any of this. Then that food is called tamasic food. So here you will find that attitude of that person. Lazy, very lazy. Yatayamam, not fully cooked. Gatarasam, this generally happens. That food is kept on the stove, this person forgets that something is kept. And it is boiling. And suddenly, something is there on the stove. By then it is gatarasam. Some people are there. They are multitasking specialists. They keep something there and do something else, and then they forget. All these things generally happen. So there you will find that carelessness there. Yatayamam gatarasam, you find pramada. Carelessness. So this is tamasic food. So what happens? All these drinks, they also come under tamas. Why? You see the state of the mind. The food which is very stale and putrefied, etc. When you eat it, the mind becomes dull. Why is it that people get addicted to drinks, alcohol? Because it gives peace. It's a fact. Drinks makes the mind peaceful. But what kind of peace? Tamasic peace or Sattvik peace? It forces the mind to become silent. But remember, mind becomes silent, but it is not a cheerful silence of Sattvik state. Just because the mind is silent, no doubt, compared to a disturbed mind, a silent mind is joyous. But the question is, how did the mind become silent? What is the cause of that silence? A Sattvik mind is cheerfully silent. It's a silence of knowledge. A silence where there is no doubt. A silence where there is fulfillment. Silence also has got so many flavors. But the silence of a tamasic mind is not a knowledge-based, cheerful silence. It is a forced silence. Helplessly the mind is silent because some drugs have been given. All the so-called medication for depression, etc., they all belong to this category only. The person is choicelessly silent, helplessly silent, cheerlessly silent. There is a dullness in that silence. Mind is quiet, but it is dull. So all that comes under this tamasic category. That person sits in a corner. One great thing is that person is not a problem for others. This medication exercise like that. Otherwise the fellow jumps around and creates problem for everyone. Put this and the fellow is in a corner. So don't think it is a solution. What I'm trying to say is this. If you are having some mental issues, etc., work hard and gain this Sattvik mind. That is what we have to do. And there is a way. Right thinking is the way. Because right thinking and Sattvik peace, they go together. A person who is spiritual will never get into all this depression, etc. Never. To the extent you go away from God, you will have all these problems. To that extent you go nearer God, nearer to your own self, you will be free from all kinds of worldly problems, mental issues. One thing which is a solution for everything is devotion for God. Bhakti. A person who has devotion for God, he has everything. There is a fulfillment at the physical level, emotional level, intellectual level, spiritual level. One thing which can solve all problems. Our great-grandmothers, etc. in India, they never had any problem. They would handle 10, 15 children. You know, if you see the joint families, etc., 40, 50 years back, I don't know how that lady is able to manage. 10, 15 children. And she's cheerful. Why? Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Japa is going on. She has all these Ramayana, Mahabharata, everything by heart. Spirituality was their strength. Today's modern ladies, even one child they are not able to handle. This is the strength, spiritual strength. So we are talking of this tamas. Mind has to be silent. True, mind has to be silent, peaceful. But what kind of silence? Not this dull tamasic silence, no. It should be cheerfully silent. When you eat and drink all these kinds of tamasic food, the mind becomes silent, no doubt, but it is a dull silence. And they think this is happiness. Then what happens? After some time the effect goes away. Again the mind becomes disturbed, agitated. Then what does this person do? Again takes something, drinks drugs. Again the mind is silent. Slowly what happens? Addiction. And the drug related so many consequences, evil consequences of the medicine. Oh my God, it's hell. Okay. Everything related to tamas is mohanam, deluding. So this person is drugged and this person thinks I am happy. He is living in a world of delusion, hallucination. So all this kind of food should be avoided by true seekers. With that such a dull mind, nothing is possible. There are people who think that, by taking drugs you can be spiritual. Nothing is possible. If you want to spiritually evolve, hard work, intelligent hard work is absolutely essential. There is no shortcut in spirituality. You take some drugs and then nirvana, moksha. They all come under this only, tamas. Right. So now we have discussed the three types of food. Tamasic, Rajasic and Sattvik. So if we want to have a Sattvik mind, we should have Sattvik food. Now, other than this, there are certain other things which we have to discuss about food. What are they? There are 5 aspects which we must always keep in mind. What are the 5 aspects? Number 1, the source of food. Number 2, quality of food. Number 3, quantity of food. Number 4, frequency of food. Number 5, mode of eating. Source, quality, quantity, frequency, mode of eating. So first source we have discussed. The source should be pure, righteous. Quality also we have discussed. Whatever we have discussed is only quality of food. Now comes quantity. How much to eat? You may be eating Sattvik food, but if you are eating too much, then you will enter into tamas. Quantity is also important. How much to eat? Are we eating more than what we need? Look at your own tummy. If it is bulging out, sorry to say, you are eating more. I also have little tummy, okay? I am forced fed by all these ammas. Therefore, I am not. So, see, Bhagavan is so compassionate. He shows you, hey, you are eating more. See, it's coming out. Not only that you know, the world also knows. Okay. So, first is quantity. How much you are eating. Eat as much as you can digest. Digest well. So, according to our Ayurveda and all, they have this, fill half of your stomach with food, quarter with water, and another quarter with air. They say that is the way it should be. But the problem is, I don't know how much is half. It's not transparent, you can't see it, So they say, when you are able to eat one more chapati or one more dosa, stop it. But that's the most difficult thing also. See, the point is this. If you are able to digest the food, then you will not have any disease. All diseases in the body come because we are eating food which we are not able to digest. And the law of this cosmos, everywhere cosmic laws are very strict. If you are taking more than what you need, that whatever whether it is wealth, whether it is food, it will create trouble for you. It will create disease. It will harm you. If you are taking more than what you need. So that is why Shankaracharya in Sadhana Panchakam says, Kshut vyadhischa chikitsyataam pratidinam bhikshaushadham bhujyatam. Kshut vyadhischa chikitsyataam. Treat this disease of hunger by the medicine of food. What a beautiful statement. So do you take medicine just like that to fill stomach? Disease is there and there are certain, measurements. You take only that much. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya says in Sadhana Panchakam, this hunger is a disease. So that disease needs a medicine. And what is a medicine? Food is a medicine. So consider food as the medicine. Or you will have to eat medicine as food. One handful of pills every day morning. So this is called quantity. Our stomach has this ability. In fact, that body cycle also has this ability. The stronger food you eat, stronger acids are produced to digest it. This body is highly intelligent. It is omniscient. The Pancha Pranas are taking care of this body. And what is that Vayu which takes care of digestion? Samana Vayu. Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. These Pancha Pranas are taking care of this body. They are highly intelligent. They are omniscient, literally. They know what to produce for the body. Many times we think that, we have to be calculating all this. Vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin what also, many things. Nutrition, protein, carbohydrate. Arey Baba, Himalayas people are living on boiled potatoes. Do you know? They have nothing with them. How are they surviving? There are so many mysterious things happening in this body which we are not aware of. Okay, coming back to this topic of quantity now. So, source, quality, quantity, next is frequency. How often do you eat? There are people who eat as often as 10 times in a day. Eating in means eating or drinking, something or the other. Every 2 hours they need something. They go to the kitchen, open the fridge. And the body cycle is such. If you make anything a habit, if you start regularly doing it, it will become a habit. Anything. If you make eating once a habit, you will find that only at that time your hunger, it comes. The mind will not distribute till that time comes. But suppose you go on feeding the stomach. Early morning, 1 glass of tea. After that, breakfast, 8 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, Swamiji, another tea, Swamiji. Small, 11 o'clock. Again, 1 o'clock, of course, lunch. At 4 o'clock, Swamiji, some snacks and something. Again, dinner. Again, while sleeping, Swamiji, 1 glass of milk is very good. Okay. Kitna hua? If you make this a habit, at that time the mind will start asking. Come on, this is a tea time, coffee time, food time, snack time. And nowadays doctors also say, no Swamiji, for diabetic patient, now and then they should eat. Oh really? Okay. The frequency is something, again we have to be very careful. We can train the mind to distraction in so many ways, and these are all the ways in which we distract ourselves. Pujya Gurudev used to say, the more and more you start paying attention to the Madhya Pradesh, you will have no time for Uttar Pradesh. It's a fact. Because the blood is not available for Uttar Pradesh. All blood is busy taking care of Madhya Pradesh. So that is frequency. So kitna ho gaya? Source, quality, quantity, frequency, and the next one is mode of eating. How to eat, that is also important. So how to eat? They say, sit and eat, number 1. Number 2, pray before eating. Number 3, chew and eat. So while eating, what is the mantra we chant? Brahmarpanam brahmahavihi brahmagno brahmanahutam brahmaiva tena gantavyam brahma karma samadhina. So now you see our ancient saints and sages, our ancestors, they considered this eating itself as a worship of the Lord. Because Bhagavan says, Aham Vaishwanaro bhutva praninam deham ashritaha. I am the very Vaishwana, the digestive fire is me, Bhagavan says. So now, the whole eating is a yajna karma. It's a sacrificial act. It's something like, a homa kunda is there, in the fire is there, and you are offering. A sacred act. So there's a fire. What is the fire here? The digestive fire. And that offering, what is the offering? The offering is a food. Brahmarpanam. Arpana means a ladle with which you offer. Brahmarpanam. Brahma havihi. Brahma means Bhagavan. Bhagavan himself is a ladle. Bhagavan himself is the havis into which. Havis, what we put in the fire. Brahmarpanam. Brahma havihi. Brahma agnau. The fire is Brahman. Brahmana hutam. Who is offering? By Brahman himself. Bhagavan himself is the fire. Bhagavan himself is the offerer. Bhagavan himself is the offering. With this attitude, we must have food. Then what will happen? Brahmaiva tena gantavyam. Such a person who has this divine attitude while performing this yajna karma, Brahmaiva tena gantavyam. Such a person reaches Brahman. Why? Brahma karma samadhina. Because his mind is absorbed in Brahman in whatever he is doing, including eating. You see? So the eating becomes a worship. What a beautiful attitude. And what a beautiful culture. Indian culture is amazing. Everything is connected to God. Every activity is thus made divine, auspicious, sacred. And when we are eating, chew and eat. That's very important. Generally, we don't have the patience to chew. Have you observed this? Why? Because the taste of the food you actually enjoy when you gulp it down. So we become impatient to gulp because that sense pleasure of eating comes when you gulp. So therefore, generally we don't chew. You just observe afternoon. Especially when you're talking and eating, definitely not. Quickly we want to gulp it down, quickly, because that moment pleasure comes. So to increase those pleasurable moments, we quickly gulp without chewing. And every time when we don't chew that food, it's an extra effort on the stomach to digest. The first digestion, they say, there are 3 stages in which the food is actually cooked. One is the external fire. The second is in the mouth, the chewing. And the third is the internal fire. 3 places. So the food should be cooked outside well. Second, chewed well. The saliva gets mixed. And then what happens? That food becomes very easy to digest. Such a person will not have any problem, health issues. All the health issues come from the stomach only, they say. 99% of the disease is because the stomach is not proper. Eating is not healthy. So if all these things are taken care, then health also improves. Mental health and physical health. And this is absolutely essential for spiritual progress. Body has to be taken care, mind has to be taken care, and when you have such a healthy body and healthy mind, such a healthy Sattvik mind becomes your friend in your spiritual sadhana. Right. Now we'll all go for food, keeping all these things in mind. Jaya Jaya Rama Janaki Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Janaki Rama Raghukula Bhushan Raja Rama Raghukula Bhushan Raja Rama Raghukula Jaya Jaya Rama Janaki Rama Tapasaranjana Taraka Nama Danava Bhanjana Kodanda Rama जय जय राम जानकी राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम श्री राम जय जय राम जानकी राम श्री रघुराम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम जानकी राम जानकी राम ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ